Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is Chris Albert. I'm here in my kitchen. I'm about to eat a steak. I'm about 7 days out from my next competition. Um, I've been kind of contemplative lately. Maybe it's because I'm doing my first competition in a few years. Maybe it's because I've been going through a whole lot of life changes. I want to share a few things with you. Uh, I've run into a lot of people as a personal trainer who um, are scared to try to get to their goals. What do I mean by that? They're scared because they have a fear of failure. They have a fear that if they try, they're going to become embarrassed and they're not going to get to where they want to go. And if they have a weight loss goal or if they have a muscle building goal, they're going to be stuck where they are forever. Now, I was thinking about a bunch of things. A little bit about me. I'm from Connecticut. I moved out here 7 years ago to California to work on a PhD in political science at UC Santa Barbara. I left everything. I had a job. I had family back there. And I came out here and basically hid out and was an alcoholic and hid in grad school for a while. Stayed for about 4 years, got all the way up through my dissertation, and then something hit me, right? I was miserable. I didn't like what I was doing. I had worked for the government before, I was in the Marine Corps, and I was basically hiding out, writing about things that didn't really matter. Um, it was a good life, and, I got to lift weights all day and read, but at the same time, I didn't have really much purpose in what I was doing. And I was miserable and I couldn't figure out why. Then I got invited to go to Greece along with Sigma Phi Epsilon fraternity, who I volunteered for, and they sent me along for free because I was able to facilitate conversations about philosophy and the readings that the students were doing out there. And we were doing this discussion at the ancient site at Delphi, right? This is a site where people from all across the ancient world came. And it was, Egypt, Mesopotamia. Everybody came to this one site to hear the oracles speak. And it was such an important site. And I remember sitting there and they were having this discussion on religion and I was listening to it. And then I was looking around and I noticed the rocks. And there was nothing there but ruins and rocks. And the only other living thing there besides us was this line of ants going off to hunt, right? Hundreds of thousands of ants just going off in a line to hunt. And I said to myself, wow, this was one of the most important places in the world at one time. Everybody who was here, who held this place in high regard, is now dead. And all there are rocks. Those people had wants, those people had dreams. So what do I get from that, right? That sounds like a really morbid thing to think about. At the same time, it got me going. Because I said to myself, if those people died, and those people, were in this important place, then someday I'm going to die too, right? And I better get going on my life. And that's when I came back from that trip, that's when I decided to quit school, and I got hooked up with my buddy Eddie Avakoff, and we came down, we opened up Metroflex Long Beach. My life changed from there, right? I began to live a life of purpose. What I'm trying to get to you guys to understand is this. If you were trying to get to a goal, the first thing that you need to admit to yourself is this. You are human, and you need to look into the mirror and say that someday I'm going to die. That could be today, that could be tomorrow, but the fact of the matter is, I am going to fucking kick the bucket someday. I'm going to die. Again, sounds morbid, but that means that this life is temporary. That means that you have a time limit. And because you have a time limit, you have no excuse for not going for what you want in this life. You have absolutely no excuse for being unhappy. Any situation while you are still breathing in which you are unhappy is an intolerable situation that you must change. Think about that. You have that power. You are still breathing. Because you are still breathing, you can take any unhappy situation and change it. So what I want you to do when you're thinking about getting your goal, if you're unhappy with yourself, if you're unhappy with your current situation, treat it as an intolerable situation. You say to yourself, I'm not going to stand for this. And go out and change it. I've been through a lot of changes over the last couple of years. I've been through business changes. I've gone out and I've fallen straight on my face. I've, lost business. I've gained business. I've been so poor that I couldn't afford a cup of coffee. But at the end of the day, taking the risk was worth it. All right. Now, I'm not saying for any of you to go out and quit your job. I'm not saying for any of you to go out and leave your families or anything like that. What I am saying is this. If you're in a situation in which you're unhappy, then change it. And if you don't want to change it, that means you're not unhappy. All right? When you're thinking about your fitness goals, when you're thinking about working out, whether you think about bodybuilding, if you're unhappy with your workouts, if you're unhappy with the way things are going, then change it. All right? You have the power because you are breathing, because you are going to die someday. That means that you have the power to decide that this is an intolerable situation and that you are going to change things. Hope that's not too fucking mushy for all y'all. I'll probably get a few negative comments on there, but I don't give a fuck. I hope that you take something away from what I said. And if you have any questions for me, fitness-wise or anything else-wise, please feel free to email me at gettingshredded@gmail.com or Facebook me or Instagram me or anything like that. Also, I'm just starting this YouTube channel. As you guys can see, that I don't have the production capabilities that a lot of my buddies have. Share my shit, put it out there, and love to hear what everybody else has to say about what I have to say. So, talk to you all soon.